Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a review video for you and I'm going to start with my Bath & Body type empties. The first one that I have here is the moisturizing body wash with pure argan oil from Bath & Body Works. This is in amber and argan. And let's see, I was gonna see if it has like scent notes. Okay, so sorry, there's a lot of reflection in this right now. The fragrance notes are amber, argan, quince, is that, I don't know if that's pronounced quince, whatever, and suede. I got this, these are actually quite expensive. Let's see, they're normally $16.50. Of course, you never pay full price for anything at Bath & Body Works, but even when like body care is maybe buy three get three or whatever, I generally wouldn't go for these. I know you can see a really weird reflection of my face in this right now, but I normally wouldn't go for these. But last year there was a sale that they did where all their body wash was like $2.95 or $3 or $3.50, something like that, like around the $3 mark, which was an amazing deal, and it included these moisturizing body washes. So I actually grabbed several of them. I think this one was my last one, and of course I stopped doing videos for a while, so you didn't see me review any of the others that I finished, but I really did enjoy this. I would definitely agree that it's very moisturizing. I really liked the amber scent of it. I do think I really like amber in body care. It's very kind of like warm and feminine, and I think Bath & Body Works uses amber in a lot of their different fragrances for body care. So I really do like that, and I would definitely purchase those again if they go on a really good sale like that again. I wouldn't probably pay half price because I feel like they're so moisturizing. I use a lot more of this than I do of their regular body wash to get like a good amount of suds going. So I go through those pretty quickly. So I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money for them, but if they have a good sale on them, I'd definitely buy more. Then I finished a couple Bath & Body products from Zape. And this first one, I know it's going to be hard to read because this is a clear plastic, but this is her whipped soap in Toes in the Sand. I don't have the scent description for Toes in the Sand, but it is a beachy type scent. And the whipped soap is really kind of like a cream type soap. And I'm learning as I'm ordering Bath & Body from different vendors that I don't care for the whipped soaps, generally speaking. I feel like they tend not to suds up as well as most body washes do, so you have to use a lot more if you want to use them as an all-over soap. And then also, so you go through them fast. And then what I think they're the best for is to use for like shaving. But I've had laser hair removal done, so I don't really have to shave very often. So I find these just sit if I'm only gonna use them for shaving. So I generally was using this one as a body soap, but I did go through it really quickly. The scent was okay. It was pretty light in this. So I got some of that beachy kind of, I don't know if to me it was kind of like a beachy suntan lotion maybe, but it was very faint. Now this is at least probably a year old. I think I bought this, I don't know the owner's name, but I think I bought this from Zape like near the end of last summer, and I did just open it maybe a couple weeks ago, so you can see I went through it pretty quickly. But I also was making like a effort to go through it pretty quickly because I have so much body care, so it's okay. But I enjoyed it, I guess, while I had it, but it's not something I would try and purchase again. The other thing from Zape that I finished is this Sugar Whip, which is a soap and a scrub. It's in Fruity Pebbles. What really drew me to this was the colors in it. It was gorgeous. If you go back, I'm pretty sure I hauled this. If you go back and look at the haul, it was just all these beautiful bright colors on the outside of the jar. This had a lot of scent. So this was very, very strong on that Fruity Pebbles, nice and citrusy. I really enjoyed the scent, and I could smell the scent linger on me for a little bit after getting out of the shower. But similar to kind of the whipped soaps that you can get from vendors, those that are like soapy scrubs, I feel like they're not scrubby enough, but I also won't use them as a regular soap because of the scrub. So they're kind of, I don't think I'm going to purchase that again from not only Zape but just from really any vendor. I think I'd rather have just a scrub, so I can get a lot of exfoliation out of it. So I slowly use this. This was actually in my shower for like several months, and I would just use it occasionally, and I finally was like, okay, just need to use it up. So I enjoyed the scent, but it's a specific product I would not purchase again. And then personally for me, I feel like these are the only two body products I've used from Zape so far, but I feel like I prefer Wet Dreams Body Boutique, her products, over Zape, so I probably won't be buying anything from Zape again. And then that was it for body care. So for wax empties, I'm gonna show you one candle. This is Tiki Beach that I burned. There is definitely some burn left in this, but the last time I was burning it, what I noticed was there really was no scent left, and it smelled more of like a burn scent than like the fragrance. And even me sniffing the candle right now, I can get a hint of the fragrance, but not really much at all. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and toss this. I do like the frosting on the jar, so I actually may remove the wax and clean up the jar and potentially reuse it. We'll see, but I don't want to get in the habit of saving jars. But Tiki Beach is one of my favorite scents from Bath & Body Works. The last few candles I burned, so this one's doing pretty good on burn, but I'm not getting a lot of fragrance, and I'm not intending on reviewing this candle right now. But generally the last few candles I've been trying to light, I just haven't been real impressed with, so I'm kind of him-hawing in my head, or going back and forth in my head about whether I want to keep burning my candles or go back to kind of just melting my candle wax and like chopping them up and melting them, just because I think I might enjoy them more. I love the ambiance of a candle, and especially now that we're going to be going into fall and winter pretty soon, I'll definitely probably burn more candles. But I think what I may do, particularly for candles where I have, you know, from Bath & Body Works, where I have like two of the same scent, I may burn one and melt the other so I can get the really pure fragrance, but then also enjoy the ambiance of the lit candle. We'll see. So I just haven't been having great performance from my Bath & Body Works candles recently, and I feel like I kind of go through cycles like that with Bath & Body Works. So I was a little bummed by the performance of this after I got like past the halfway mark. I feel like the beginning of it was really good, and then it kind of got not great. Okay, so now for wax, like melt empties. This is, I think this is Strawberry Twinkies. I know you can't really see it, but Strawberry Twinkies from Candles from the Keeping Room. So I know my last scent picks video, I did not include any candles from the Keeping Room, but like a day or two after I did that video, I was reorganizing some wax, and I realized I had a ton of, or I have a ton of candles from the Keeping Room from 2014, and a couple of the bags I pulled out started, like one bag, I felt like the scent was starting to smell like it turned a little bit, like the fragrance oil was kind of getting old. And then a couple bags I felt like the scent was very light. So what I have done since the scent picks video is I've gone through my whole Candles from the Keeping Room collection and pulled out everything from Candles from the Keeping Room that's from 2014. And I'm really trying to make an effort to melt through that stuff. And I'm melting other stuff at the same time too, but I just want to try and really make an effort to get through that. So one of them was Strawberry Twinkies, and I know you can't see the, oh there you go, you can kind of see the name now, but so this was from November 2014. This was really her fresh picked strawberries and Twinkie. I really enjoyed this. This one was actually nice and strong. I love Carol's fresh picked strawberry, and I love it even more when it's blended with other scents. With this one in particular, I could really get the creamy kind of cakey note to it. It wasn't like a birthday cake, but there was a mild, kind of like that angel food cake or something. Whatever that cake part of the Twinkie is, it's a mild cake note. And then there was definitely some creaminess. So this was really good because it was like a creamy, slightly cakey strawberry. I absolutely loved it, and it actually performed really well for me. I also finished, oh, this is not Candles from the Keeping Room. I thought it was because I saw the bag, but this is actually the Country Scent Shack. I actually just melted this one today. Her bags came with the little plastic wiry ties around them, I think, or was it ribbon, like plastic ribbon? I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't these cloth ties. But as I finished Candles from the Keeping Room bags, I would just use the cloth ties on these bags. But this is Creamy Orange Zucchini. I pretty much only got the Creamy Zucchini scent out of this. I had about 4 of the little donuts left, and I put 2 in the guest room and then in one warmer, and then 1 and 2 different warmers in my living room, kind of dining room, kitchen area. And I really did not get a lot of scent out of this. I put it in this morning, and for a little bit I got the creamy, kind of a creamy zucchini scent. I really did not smell the orange at all, and it was okay. It was kind of like just a baking bread scent, nothing very exciting. But the Country Scent Shack, I think she's closed now, so you can't even buy from her anyways. But overall the scent wasn't great. If she was open, I wouldn't buy it. From the Bathing Garden, I finished this Clamshell in Alice in Lavenderland. I really like the scent. I don't have the scent description on here, but this is a good lavender. I think it's definitely herbal with like a little bit of kind of some creamy, a little bit of a creamy note to it. This is something I melt in my room at night. It has a good throw, very relaxing. I enjoyed it. It would definitely be a repurchase for me. From Vintage Chic Scents, I finished this 3-pack of Tea Time Couture Event, which is Blueberry Crumpets Earl Grey Tea. This, I bought like several 3-packs of this because I think I got this scent maybe as a sample from a purchase I did in either early 16 or late 2015, and I loved it. And so when I saw her restock this, and this was I think this was a fairly new scent back around this time, I bought like, I don't know, 4 maybe of these 3-packs, you know, which she does not do anymore. And I melted some shortly after I got them, and it was pretty light. I didn't smell the wax very much, so I've kind of let it sit now for a while. And I melted all 3 coins in the 2 warmers I have in my living room plus a warmer in my guest room. And the guest room is like right across the hallway from the living room, so a lot of times when I melt something in the guest room, it kind of tends to, if it's strong enough scent, it floats out into the living room. So a lot of times what I'll do is put the same scent in the guest room, so it kind of mingles and helps increase the strength of whatever I'm melting in like the living room and dining room. So I did melt all 3 coins in one go, and it was nice and strong. I would say it was a solid like 7.5. I could smell it. I got this nice blueberry bakery type scent, and then the Earl Grey tea was not an obvious tea scent to me, but it did add a little bit of a sophistication to the scent so that it wasn't just a straight bakery. But I do really love this blend, and I found that this performed really well. And I think the type of scent this was, I wouldn't really want it to be too much stronger. It was definitely noticeable in the air, and I could smell it even with my air conditioner on. So I was very pleased with this one. And I think I have maybe 1 or 2 more 3-packs left of this. I finished this little scent shot in Grandma Mackeson's Blackberry Patch, which is just juicy blackberries. I think I melted this in my bathroom maybe. And I think it was an okay throw. You can see this is now over 3 years old. It wasn't a strong scent, but I want to say these scent shots, this was like a berry sampler I think I got from her, and I think I got 2 of them so I could get, or maybe it came with 2 of each scent, or did I get 2 of the samplers so I had 2 of each scent? I can't remember exactly how I did it, but I could smell it, but it wasn't real strong. It was just kind of like a sweet blackberry scent. I do like this more now than when I smelled it the very first time I got it. I felt like it was a very artificial blackberry the first time, like when I first hauled this, but when I pulled this out to melt recently, I actually felt like it was just a nice sweet blackberry scent. So I enjoyed the scent, not real strong, maybe like a 5 or a 6, so it performed okay. But it's kind of just a basic scent, so it's probably not anything I would really pursue or try to get my hands on again. Spoiled Stepsisters is another scent shot. This is Tropical Fruit Salad blend, and I think it's an exclusive blend that she has with Tiffany Candles. This I put in the guest room, and it actually was pretty strong. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know what's in it. I definitely, when I first hauled this, got a lot of pineapple, but now that it's sat for a while, I feel like I get a lot of other notes in there besides the pineapple, and when it was melting, it was just a very good mixed tropical fruit scent. Probably a good like solid 7, and lasted for quite a while, so I enjoyed that. I may consider getting that again. I'm kind of, right now not really considering getting any summer scent, so it's not anything on my radar for right now, but it was good. From Goose Creek, I finished this clamshell in Blackberry Parfait. I really love this scent. If you watched the scent picks video, I think I explained in that this is not anything like a dessert parfait. This has a nice sophisticated blackberry, but there's definitely some like pretty notes to this, like maybe a hint of floral and other like musk or other things like that to make it more of like a sophisticated pretty blackberry versus a foodie dessert blackberry. But I really, really do love the scent. I had half of this clamshell left, and I just put the whole half into my warmer in the bathroom. It was nice and strong. I could smell it coming out into the hallway as well as going into my bedroom. So I really enjoyed this, and it would definitely be a repurchase if they still do these melts. I watched somebody's video that they showed that they only were doing these weird like little bead things, which if that's what they're doing, I definitely won't purchase those. But if I ever do decide to purchase again from Goose Creek and they have the scent, it would definitely be a repurchase. I love the scent. From Candles from the Keeping Room, I finished this bag of pink lemonade, which is just a sweet and tangy glass of pink lemonade. I really enjoyed this. This was a nice strong scent. Do I not have on the date on here? It probably came off, but I want to say it was definitely from 2014 probably as well. But just a good sweet pink lemonade, and it performed well, so I enjoyed it. I also finished this bag in Lemon Summer Cake. So this is June 2014. I do not have the scent description. This is basically just a lemon bakery type scent. When I melted this, I got a lot more of the cake note than I did the lemon. So I wish the lemon was stronger because I barely smelled the lemon. I don't know if that is a factor of the age of the wax because it is over 4 years old now, or if that's just the way this scent happens to be just stronger on the summer cake scent. So it was good, but I probably wouldn't seek that out just because I would have wanted it to be more lemony. I finished a bag of strawberry white cake, which is her fresh picked strawberries and white cake. This is actually really good. I know a lot of vendors carry a strawberry white cake scent that I feel like is a pre-made oil, so it's already blended, those two scents already blended together, versus this I think is distinctly has the Carol's fresh picked strawberry in it, then blended with white cake. So I actually really like this much better than like strawberry white cake you might get from other vendors that are just buying like the fragrance oil already blended. And this one performed well. It was just a nice sweet bakery strawberry, and I loved it. I finished this scent shot from Glitterati and Sugar Cookies Orange Julius. Oh my gosh, this scent was so amazing. It was nice and strong, and you get that it was definitely like this creamy orange scent mixed with that just sweet sugar cookie scent. Her sugar cookie is a really good sugar cookie, no almond type undertones to it, and this was nice and strong. I think I just cut it in half and melted it in 2 warmers in my living room, and this was a solid like 8 or 9 out of 10 with my air conditioner on, and it lasted for quite a while, and really enjoyed that. If Janine carried her Orange Julius scent still, I would definitely repurchase it if I ever was able to get on her customs list again, but she doesn't carry that scent, and then who knows if I'll ever be able to do customs with her again. Then from Candles from the Keeping Room again, I have another bag. This is from November 2014. This is just her straight up fresh picked strawberry. I have probably like another 4 or 5 bags of her fresh picked strawberry, because every time I was able to get my hands on it, I would buy it, and then I never melted it. I like hoarded this scent. So I'm really trying to make myself melt it, especially those that are from 2014. And this is, it to me, it's strong. It's a good like 8 out of 10, and it is a sweet strawberry. Definitely, I know some people consider it artificial. To some extent, I do as well, but to me it's the most authentic of all the strawberries out there, in my opinion. But I know everyone's going to have a different nose when it comes to these scents and what smells artificial versus realistic. But I do really love her Fresh Pick Strawberry. I think I do prefer, though, this scent generally in blends more so than just on its own, but I still do really enjoy it on its own, and I will definitely melt what I have. I finished a bag from Carol in Rosemary Mint, and this is just rosemary and mint. Again, this is from November 2014, and this is definitely one I did as a nighttime scent. This is a really good rosemary mint because it kind of just has that fresh herbally rosemary scent mixed with just a subdued, like, fresh mint. It's not a peppermint type scent. So really enjoyed it. It was very relaxing. I think this was getting a little bit on the lighter side because of the age, potentially, because it wasn't as strong as I remembered it being maybe from early on when I would melt it. So, but it was good, and it's definitely a scent I would repurchase from her if I ever, you know, someday down the road buy from her again. From Dessa's, I finished this scent shot in Fresh Strawberries. I mixed it with, I only had a half a scent shot left, and so I cut this half in half, so it was like two pieces, like 2/4 pieces, and I actually blended it with Lolly Fizz, which is Lollipops and Fizzy Pop from Rainbow Melts, because I bought like 3 of her fizzy samplers, and they're really good and really strong, but they're just very dominant on the fizzy scents, and you don't get a lot of the other fragrances that go in with the fizzy scent. I mean, you get a hint of it, but there's not a lot of difference from each blend. So I kind of wanted to sweeten it up a little bit, so I mixed it with the fresh strawberries, and it did kind of sweeten it up. I do like Dessa's strawberry scent, but it's not my favorite. And then I think she has a new oil now as well. But she said the new oil is supposed to be, and I say new from when I purchased this, which was in October 2016. So she has a new oil, but on her website it claims that it is similar to this version. So if you like this version, the other one's supposed to be similar. I feel like it's more of a very tart strawberry, and it's good, but to me it does not smell like real strawberries, but it's good. And then this Lolly Fizz, you know, these, I want to try and finish these up. I have maybe a good another like 8 to 10, probably 10 of the different fizzy scent shots from Rainbow Melts that I want to try and get through before this year is up. And even though we're getting close to September, it still stays pretty warm in Southern California, like usually pretty close to the end of October. So I definitely can keep melting these, but I'm starting to get myself a little burnt out on the fizzy scents. So we'll see, but I did enjoy this. And then Dessa's, I find I get strong throw from. She's having her last pre-order opening of the year on, I think it's September 8th. And her order style is different. I think when I placed this order, you could just go on her website at any time and order anything. Now she opens, I think, once a month at the beginning of the month or something like that. I'm not sure exactly because I haven't been following her too much, but I do know she's closed right now. She's going to open on September 8th. She's hoping to stay open for a couple hours, but it is her last opening for the year, so she expects that there might be some high demand. I'm planning on placing an order with her because her wax does throw really well for me. It's a little short-lived, but I don't mind that because I get a nice strong throw, and I tend to get tired of scents pretty quickly anyways. So I probably won't repurchase her strawberry just because it's not my favorite, and there's a lot of other vendors that have my favorite strawberry, but I do love her fragrance in general, and she has amazing fall and Christmas scents. So that's kind of what I plan on primarily getting is fall and Christmas. From Long Cane Primitives, I finished this bag in Fresh Pear, Strawberry Jam, and Sweet Honeydew. This was just a really, really sweet, fruity scent. I really loved it. It had a pretty good throw. This is from November 2014. I would say it was probably a solid 7, but I do think it was starting to get a little bit light just because of the age. But Long Cane Primitives, she's not making wax anymore, so you can't get it anyways, but I did enjoy that scent in that blend. From Vintage Chic Scents, I finished a rose in Her Majesty, which is lemon curd and rosemary mint. This is a beautiful scent. Her rosemary mint is very like minty and a nice herbal scent in there. Then mixed with that like sour tart lemon curd, it's just really good. This is a very like fresh, kind of clean the air type scent. This was very strong. I would say probably at least like a 9, and lasted for several hours. And I think when I dumped it out, it still had some fragrance left, but I was kind of over the scent because it had probably been about 5 or 6 hours or something. So, but I have more of this scent, I think, in some individual roses, as well as I think I have a bag, a bakery bag of it. From Vintage Chic Scents, I melted this scent shot in Patty's Banana Foster Supreme. This is Banana Foster and Caramel Sauce. I melted this in my guest room, and then I don't think I went in the guest room at all to really smell it, or if I did, I didn't notice it. And then when I emptied out the warmer the next day, I remember pouring it out and being like, oh, there's a little bit of a sweet bakery note, and like trying to remember what it was I had going in there. So, and then I remembered it was this. So I don't know that I'll be able to give a fair review on this, but because I don't remember how well it performed when it was melting, but that could be a factor of I just never went in that room when it was melting. So, but it also did not come out of the guest room. And a lot of really strong scents that I melt will come out of the guest room kind of into the living room or hallway. This one did not do that. From Tiffany Candles, I finished this loaf, and it is very old. I think it's from 2014. This was back when she would do the chunky loaves where she would have like chunks within it. This is lavender milk, pink sugar, and rosemary mint over pour. This was an amazing loaf. I loved this blend. This is something that, you know, I'm really trying to refrain from buying from vendors, but I keep getting tempted by Tiffany Candles, and they're pretty good about, like, if you request, and I say they because it's Tiffany and Roxanne now, if you request fragrances or blends, they're pretty good about stocking those or restocking those when they do their openings or their restocks or whatever. They don't do openings, they do restocks because she's always open. This is definitely a scent blend I would love to get again from them down the road. Just a beautiful, relaxing nighttime scent, not heavy on the pink sugar or on the rosemary mint. Just all three of those fragrances blended beautifully together. And for Tiffany Candles, from any of her loaves or her wax that is kind of the not straight paraffin, but like the soy and paraffin blends, I find have a really long shelf life. Like, I have no issue. I have so many old loaves from Tiffany. I say so many. I probably have a good like 4 or 5 that I have just little bits left that I need to really try and get through at some point. I find that they last they're just as strong as like from when I first got them. They have amazing throw. They smell amazing. I feel like her straight paraffin maybe doesn't have as long of a shelf life for some reason, or they're just not as strong to me when I melt them. So I definitely prefer the like soy paraffin blend wax, and I really loved her loaves when she used to do these chunk loaves back in the day. I don't know if she's done any recently. Maybe they do some on some of their ready to ship restocks, but that blend I would absolutely get again from her. From Vintage Chic Scents, I finished this scent shot in Young Hearts Run Free. This is Wildberry Mousse Coconut Cream Pie. I melted this, I think, in my bedroom. Yeah, and this was good. It was kind of on the lighter side. You get the like Wildberry Mousse and the Coconut Cream Pie like pretty 50-50. It's kind of a heavy scent though, and I do love Wildberry Mousse and I do love Coconut Cream Pie within other blends, but I feel like these are both pretty heavy scents. So for me, although I enjoyed it, it's not a scent blend that I think I would seek out from her again. I prefer having Wildberry Mousse mixed with other stuff to kind of cut through that heavy sweetness of the scent. And same with the Coconut Cream Pie. I feel like is a great scent to really sweeten up and cream up other scents, but just not my favorite with the two of them combined. But it was good, and it was like, I think, a solid 6 when I melted it. This scent shot, Walk on the Wild Side, is Strawberry Daiquiri, Mango Sorbet, Tangerine Cream. I think what I got out of this one was more of the Tangerine Cream and Mango Sorbet. I really did not get the Strawberry Daiquiri, or maybe it kind of, there was just a freshness in it from that Strawberry Daiquiri. Again, I think this was maybe like a 5 or 6 out of 10. So I could smell it, but it wasn't like strong. It's a good blend, but again, nothing that I feel like, oh, I really have to get my hands on that again. From Tiffany Candles, I finished this little scoopable in Hush, which this is like a lavender, what is this blend? Is it lavender, vanilla, and pink sugar or something like that? It's something, I think it's like lavender, vanilla, and pink sugar. I think it's a nighttime scent. Beautiful scent. I really loved, oh, here we go. It's, yeah, pink sugar and lavender, vanilla. I forgot I had the scent description on there. This is a great blend, very relaxing for at night. I think you get equal of the pink sugar and the lavender, vanilla, and maybe it's slightly heavier on the lavender, vanilla, but it's a beautiful nighttime scent. This is definitely something I would repurchase from Tiffany, and I find that her scoopables have a really long shelf life, so I do enjoy them. And I just have a few more scent shots left. Oh, here's another Walk on the Wild Side. Yep, so you know what, I must have put these, I think I probably put both of these in the living room, the two warmers in my living room, kind of dining room, kitchen area. And yeah, I could, although I could smell them, they were on the lighter side. This is South Pacific Shave Ice, which is strawberry, raspberry, guava, pineapple, and creamy orange. This is another one that I don't even remember now where I melted it, but it was on the lighter side. And again, the blend was good. I enjoyed it, but nothing I would seek out. So, yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of her scent shots, and she doesn't really, I don't think she makes them anymore. I don't know that she's done scent shots for sale. I think she pretty much just does them as samples now with your orders. Then this berry orange margarita from Streetman Candles. Streetman has not been open in at least 2 or 3 years, I think. I have a handful of things left in kind of a drawer from her. Not a drawer from her, in a drawer of kind of just like older kind of mixed vendor wax that every once in a while I try to reach in there to melt through something. And I don't know what made me melt this. I think because, okay, so I melt at work and I try to take stuff that's lighter because since I'm in an office space, there's other people, I don't want anything that's going to be too overpowering. And so since my Streetman is pretty old, as long as it has some fragrance in it, I'll go ahead and sometimes take it to work and melt it and see how it does. This did amazing in my office. I'm guessing though that had I melted this at home, it probably would not have been strong, but because in my office it's an enclosed space, you don't have a lot of ventilation issues where you're going to lose fragrance because it's going out the window or going out of a vent. It's a very it's just an enclosed space. And this I think I had going for at least 3 or 4 days in my office. Like I'll turn on my warmer when I get in the morning and then turn it off when I leave in the evening. So it's usually going at least for 8 to 10 hours every day. And I smelled it for about 3 or 4 days, which I know people roll their eyes when you say wax lasts that long, but it's also a light bulb warmer that I have in there, so it does not get very hot. And I think so it gives off very subtle fragrance, so it's just enough that I can smell it without being overpowering, which is why I think it lasts so long. And I just realized there's a hair on there, so I apologize. But I really did enjoy it. This was a great scent. It was just fruity and fresh with that like margarita scent in there. And then a couple times people would walk into my office when I had this one going, and that hair's still on there. Sorry. Okay, I finally got it off. It's just hair from my head. But people would walk into my office and comment like, oh, that's a really good scent. What are you melting? So it did well in an office, but I know because all this wax from her, this has got to be at least like probably again like 4 years old. Probably 4 years old. Yeah. It's getting lighter, but I can melt it in my office and it'll do well. So, then I have a few things that are not empties that I want to show you, and I apologize. I know this video is getting long. I went ahead and melted 2 of the little cubes in Lavender Cookie from that Smell Good shop. I melted this actually last night in my bedroom. I did do 2 at a time just because when I put 1 in my warmer, it seemed like such a small amount. This is an amazing herbal lavender. And that buttery cookie, it's not overly buttery. It's just like a nice sweet kind of cookie scent to mix with that lavender. I really did enjoy this, and it was nice and strong, so it did really well. I was very happy with it. From Glitterati, I also melted a slice of this French Vanilla Violet. I love Glitterati's French Vanilla. This is the second one in the last few weeks that I've melted that has her French Vanilla in it. It's a beautiful scent. I don't think you see a lot of French Vanilla from vendors, and I really wish more vendors would carry that because it just adds a beautiful creaminess to the scents, and it's not just a straight up vanilla, it's just very pretty. And then Janine, when she does her floral scent, she doesn't go heavy on the violet. So the violet is very subdued and kind of in the background. This was just a beautiful, beautiful blend that if I was ever able to get on a custom order again, I would definitely look at getting this from her or potentially other vendors. It was beautiful. From Vintage Chic Scents, I also melted a few chunks of this 5-star treatment, which is cucumber, blueberry, lemon lime fizz. This is a great fruity, fizzy scent. I really did enjoy this. It was nice and strong. This is a loaf that I just cut up recently. You know, and so that blueberry, like that cucumber blueberry, I don't know if that's like one fragrance oil or if Kirby like has cucumber and then blueberry and then lemon lime fizz. I'm not sure how she blends it together, but it's not like a bakery blueberry. It's like a fresh blueberry. And then with the cucumber, I don't think I really picked up on the cucumber. I think I got more of just like the blueberry with the lemon lime fizz, and it was beautiful and fresh and just like a great fun fresh scent. So I really did enjoy this, and I will keep melting through that. I don't know that I'll finish it before the summer's up, but I will keep melting it. The next one I want to talk about, and this is not everything I've melted this week that are not empties, but I do want to just talk about a few. This is coconut strawberry cake, and I don't have a scent description. This is from May 2015. I don't know why I pulled this one out then, but this was beautiful. I got more of the coconut when I was melting this. It's like a creamy coconut mixed with her fresh picked strawberry and a cake scent. Oh my gosh, I love this one, but you do have to enjoy coconut because I feel like it was pretty heavy on the coconut, but I just really did enjoy it, which is why I want to talk about it. If you like coconut, that was a great blend. I also melted, and this will be my last one, from Swan Creek. I melted 3, you can see, of this one, that's Snowflakes at Midnight. This is the first that I've melted from them of what I ordered. I first melted just 1 cube in my bathroom because this to me was it's more of a pretty scent. So I wanted to melt it where I felt like it would be appropriate. And it's gorgeous. I love the scent, first of all. I will not worry about buying it now again because I just don't feel like I need more, but definitely down the road, if I ever place another order with them, I would look at getting this scent if they are still gonna have it. I don't know, and this one I'm guessing is seasonal. I don't remember now if they had it listed as seasonal on their site, but so one, the performance was good. This scent to me seems like it's a more subtle scent in general, and when I hauled this, I could not describe what it smelled like. I was like, maybe it's blue sugar, which once I melted it, I don't think it's blue sugar. I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. There's a little bit of a fruitiness to it, like a berry note, but a hint of a berry note. There is something like maybe a little bit floral. It's pretty, so maybe there's like some amber or something because there's some warmth to it. It's just a gorgeous scent. So I loved it so much when I was melting in the bathroom, that then last night I put 2 cubes in my 2 warmers in my living room, and it's just gorgeous. Like, it wasn't hit you in the face strong, but I actually appreciated that because this type of scent, being a more pretty, you know, with kind of the floral or the amber, whatever's in it, it's not something I would want it to be like a 9 or a 10, you know, type scent. I would say, like, it threw well, so I could smell it everywhere, but it was just a more subtle scent, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, so it's just really good. So I'm excited to melt more stuff from them to see how it does. There are other fragrances that I hope that I will want to be stronger than maybe this one was, but I think this one was good, like at the strength that it was, and I think it's meant to be more of a mellow, subdued scent. So I just really did enjoy that. And then when I emptied my warmers out this morning, I actually could still smell it, but I was kind of like over the scent. I just get tired of it. Like, I put it in early last night, they melted all night, and I could still smell them this morning. So that's everything that well, not everything I melted this week, but those are all my empties, plus a few other things that I melted this last week and a half or so. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry this video got a little long. I feel like I was just talking a little bit too much. But if you have any comments or questions, definitely feel free to post those below. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.